Yeah, so here you are thinking, okay, I'm asking for help. I'm going to get the help that I need. But realistically, it just kind of, it set me back even farther. I was complete lazy. Like, I did not want to do anything. I didn't want to get out of bed. To go into work was really hard for me. That was like a struggle. If I got up and I went to work that day, I wasn't at Fit Body at the time yet. I was working as a physical therapy aide, but that was like, okay, I'm okay today. But it was always, am I going to be able to make it to work tomorrow? And to have to smile and be in front of people and take care of my patients at work, that was draining for me every single day. And I would literally go to work, do what I had to do, come home, and just stay at home. I didn't want to see my friends. I didn't want to see my family, nothing. So being on those meds, you think that's going to help you, at least for me, and it didn't. It made all that even worse.
Welcome to Beyond the Scale, the show where everyday heroes share their stories on how they turn their lives around for the healthier. I'm Coach Brittany, and today's guest is Coach Amanda. She explains how fitness can help you get off your meds and feel your absolute happiest. Hope you enjoy. Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you. Welcome. Happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you. So we're going to start today off with a game.
Okay.
We like to call this game Would You Rather.
Oh, well, this game can be trouble.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you two different options, and you're going to choose one or the other depending on what you prefer.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. 10 jump squats or 10 burpees?
Jump squats.
1 minute. Okay.
10 easy.
I hate those burpees. 1 minute of battle ropes or 1 minute of jumping rope?
Ooh, jump rope.
Okay. And would you rather lift weights for 30 minutes or do cardio for 30 minutes?
Oh, lift weights.
Okay. And would you rather take a 5:30 a.m. or 5:30 p.m. Fit Body Boot Camp?
5:30 a.m. for sure. Energy is always so much better in the morning. Everyone's alive and ready to work because that's the only time they can get in.
Okay. And now, would you prefer soccer or basketball?
Oh, soccer, hands down.
And last but not least, donuts or cookies?
Ooh, can I cronut? Does that count as a donut?
We'll count that. That
Okay.
sounds good. Awesome job. Thank you for sharing all that with us.
Yeah, no problem.
So you are currently a coach at the Fit Body Boot Camp in Chino Hills, right?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. And now how long have you been doing that for?
I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary at Chino Hills.
Congrats.
Thank you. It's been awesome. It's been a great run so far.
And now, how did you originally get introduced to Fit Body?
Oh, it's kind of a funny story. So my aunt had just passed away, my Nina. She had passed away from breast cancer, and Chino Hills Fit Body was offering this 2-week special that was, if you bought the 2-week pass, it went to breast cancer foundation. So my mom's like, let's do it. And my mom's not the type to be active or anything. So the fact that my mom wanted to do it, I was like, all right, I got to do this with her. So we went in, it was just a 2-week pass, and immediately I just loved the energy, loved the environment that we were in. Everyone was so welcoming, and like I went back the next day and everyone knew my name already. I'm like, what is this? Like, this is kind of crazy, because I mean, I had been to like 24-hour fitness, my school gym back in college, and you know, no one's there to greet you or say hi or anything like that. So I was there, and I had been kind of taking a break from working out because I was going through some personal stuff, and it kind of made me feel alive again. Like, I hadn't had a workout like that in a long time. I was a former soccer player, so I thought, oh, this will be a piece of cake. No, it kicked my butt, and so I was hooked the first day. And from there, I just thought, I was like, okay, I'll sign up for a member. But then Kara Eckerman actually approached me, and she was like, what do you do? Like, what's your story? And I'm like, what? I live in Chino Hills. She's like, no, like, I want to sit down and get to know you a little bit more. We love to get to know our members. I was like, okay. Little did I know, when I sat down with them, John and her husband were actually interviewing me.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And so she's like, I would love for you to be a part of our team. Like, let's try it out. So I went from coming in for a 2-week pass to going through the process and training of becoming a Fit Body Boot Camp coach. And I honestly have never looked back since.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that's a crazy story, the evolution of getting you from client to coach now.
And it's actually happened a couple of times. Like, we had a coach in Brea, she was a member, and then she became a coach. So, I mean, it's awesome that it kind of happens that way, because right away I had this sense of culture and the environment that they wanted everyone to feel. So even just being a member there for 2 weeks, I felt that. So I want to make sure that every time a new person comes in the door, they experience the same thing that I had the first time I walked in. So I think it gives you like a unique perspective on the environment and the culture of Fit Body.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you mentioned that you used to play soccer. You were fit at that time.
Yes.
Personal things got in the way.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I grew up in Chino Hills, moved back, went to Cal State San Marcos. I had a knee injury. I was supposed to play in college. I had a knee injury that kind of took me out. So, I mean, I had kind of like worked out at the school gym, but nothing really ever, it wasn't ever anything serious and nothing like my soccer days, my competitive soccer days. And the freshman 15 is a real thing, maybe freshman 20, 30. So I had graduated moved back home, and all this stuff just kind of happened at once when I moved back home. My parents started going through a really bitter, nasty divorce. I just graduated college and I didn't really have a job lined up. I was kind of like unsure of what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to do physical therapy, and it just, once I started kind of working in that industry, it just was not what I could see myself doing for the rest of my life. And I just was graduated for my degree in that. So I'm like, crap, what do I do now? That happened. My aunt, my Nina, who I was super, super close to, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And my family and I were really close. I mean, we spend every holiday together. We're together almost every single weekend. So we're very tight knit. And she was honestly kind of like the glue that held everyone together. My mom and her are only 13 months apart, so they're super close too. And when she was diagnosed, we found out in September, and then she passed away 3 weeks later.
Wow, that's fast.
It was really fast. It was really hard, and just to kind of see someone who you love so much deteriorate that quickly was really hard. So from there, it just kind of, everything kind of spiraled. My parents, like I said, my parents' divorce kind of got worse, and if you looked at me from the outside, I was always this outgoing, kind of giddy person who just loved life, and I wasn't loving life at the time. It's crazy to talk about. So my aunt had passed away. I had graduated college, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was confused about where I was going to work, and all of a sudden I became this person that I wasn't anymore. I didn't want to work out. I didn't want to run. I didn't want to be with my family. I didn't want to be with my boyfriend. It was just all these accumulations of things, and you would look at me and you would think like, why is she sad? What does she have to be sad about? You know, she has a roof over her head, she's healthy, but inside I just was not happy. Something inside of me just wasn't, my inside wasn't showing what I felt outside. And I ended up having to go on depression meds.
Wow.
That was a really hard realization to ask for help, because I'm also not the type of person to ask for help. I'm the type of person that likes to feel strong for everyone else around me. So having to ask for help and having to tell people what I was feeling inside was really hard. So I just get emotional about it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
So after my aunt's passing and everything like that, I had gone on the meds, but the meds actually made me feel worse.
I've heard that so many times.
Yeah, so here you are thinking, okay, I'm asking for help. I'm going to get the help that I need. But realistically, it just kind of, it set me back even farther. I was complete lazy. Like, I did not want to do anything. I didn't want to get out of bed. To go into work was really hard for me. That was like a struggle. If I got up and I went to work that day, I wasn't at Fit Body at the time yet. I was working as a physical therapy aide, but that was like, okay, I'm okay today. But it was always, am I going to be able to make it to work tomorrow? And to have to smile and be in front of people and take care of my patients at work, that was draining for me every single day. And I would literally go to work, do what I had to do, come home, and just stay at home. I didn't want to see my friends. I didn't want to see my family, nothing. So being on those meds, you think that's going to help you, at least for me, and it didn't. It made all that even worse. My feelings of feeling lonely got worse. My feelings of, I started getting anxiety when I had never had anxiety before. And that really took a toll on me. And so I stopped working out altogether. And then my mom was like, let's try this gym out, Fit Body Boot Camp. So I went in, and I remember for the first time, like, going in and doing the workout, and I had felt happy for the first time in a long time. I felt like I had did something that made me happy, and I hadn't felt that way in a really long time. And so as I slowly started to work out there and started to engage with the members more, and we're talking about living a healthy lifestyle, like working out gives you endorphins, it makes you feel better, you have you have the self-confidence, you have the self-worth, and it really did give me all that stuff. And in my back of my mind, I'm telling myself, but I'm still not okay inside just yet. So what can I do to help myself? And I felt like it was time to get off the meds. So because I'm preaching this to all our members and all our clients, and I felt like I wasn't really doing my part to be healthy. Like, practice what you preach, and I wasn't practicing what we were preaching. So slowly but surely, every day got better. I started getting off my meds, and I finally felt, for the first time, I felt emotion. I didn't feel numb anymore. I felt like I could truly help others. And in turn of helping others, it allowed me to help myself. And it's been 5 years, 3.5 maybe, no, probably about 5 years since I've been with John and Kara. Yeah, I haven't been on my meds, and honestly, I never want to go back there. So that's why it's so important to me to always just kind of get your body to move, whether it's in the studio or just find something that you love to do, because exercise really did bring me back. I feel like it saved me, it saved me so much more than I can really ever describe or put into words.
Now, was there ever any fear of you backing off of the meds?
100%. 100%.
What was your fear around that?
Well, you just hear all these complications, and honestly, I was at a point when I got on the meds that I didn't really look at the side effects. I didn't look at the side effects that you could have with them, and when I finally read them, I was blown away. I'm like, I am feeling all these things, Anxiety was a huge thing. I had never been an anxious person before. I was always just kind of go with the flow, but those meds made me such an anxious person. Like if I'm not on time, or if someone's late, I get really anxious. Or I never had this fear of going into public, and all of a sudden I had this fear of going into public places. And so I didn't do it the right way. I didn't wean off the meds like you were supposed to. I just am a very all or nothing type of person, so I just completely stopped. And I do not recommend that to anyone. Definitely consult with whoever put them on it. I'm sweating so much.
Every time I get
I'm
off
trying
here,
not to lift my pitch. That's why I wore black. I was like, you can't see it than anyone else.
Okay, so yeah, you mentioned coming off of the meds cold turkey. Is that because there was like huge side effects with coming off of them?
No, the side effects, they recommend that you definitely slowly go down a lower dosage. But I was just like, no, I felt ready. I was like, I'm going to do this. No one's going to tell me how I can get off them, but I should have definitely listened, because I had major mood swings. Mood swings was definitely the biggest challenge for me. And then not sleeping was a really big part of it. It took about 6 months to kind of finally, I felt like, back to my old self without the meds. So definitely listen to your doctor. Don't just do it cold turkey like I did.
Okay. And now, like you mentioned before, the side effects when it comes to taking prescription drugs like that, it's crazy and mind-blowing to me when you listen to some of the commercials, and they're just like, you have depression, here, take this pill. But the side effects
100%.
are anxiety, thoughts of suicide, all this crazy stuff. And I'm just like, we can only get everyone to understand that exercise helps so much in that respect.
It really does. And you hear all those side effects. That's such a good point. You hear all those side effects, but I think too, I thought that won't happen to me.
We all think that.
Yeah, that won't affect me. I'm stronger than that. But those side effects are there, and they say them because they are a real thing. And I never seriously thought about suicide or anything like that, but you definitely have these thoughts of, well, you know what, like, I'm tired of feeling this way. Like, how much longer do I have to feel this way? Like, when is this med gonna kick in or for me to be able to feel normal, And it's crazy to me that all those side effects do exist, and yet there's a real problem now. There's so many people out there on prescription drugs, and I just wish that that's why it is so important to encourage people to just move their bodies, no matter what it is. If you just take a walk at lunch, you know, when you're at work, or if you're at your kids' soccer practice or baseball practice or whatever, because people are busy. I mean, it's crazy. They have crazy lives. And if you just walk around the park, you know, and just, I feel like when you do something like that, you're doing it for yourself, and you have this feeling of self-worth and accomplishment that you did something for the day. And it's maybe a small step, but every small step matters. And
Absolutely.
it's important to let people know that you can come out on the other side of depression and anxiety. It's just, you need to ask for help, number one. And two, for me, find something that you love to do that's going to make you feel better. And for me, that was exercising and running. I love to run. So those two things definitely helped me get through that hurdle.
And now, why, in your opinion, do you think people need like a big wake-up call a lot of times before they start kickstarting their health and fitness?
Oh man, I don't know. It's crazy because you do hear all the time. You hear, I went to my doctor and I'm borderline diabetic. You know, I have high cholesterol. My doctor said I might not make it. I have the cholesterol of an 80-year-old. You know, we've heard that, and it's a lady in her 30s. I feel like maybe a lot of the times they're scared to realize it. Like they don't want to accept it, that they are in this position, that they need to get help. And I think that last little nudge, unfortunately, sometimes it's too late. Right. But for them, if you wait too long, but it really is never too late. You can always, like I said, just start by walking, you know, just moving your body, because a lot of the times people, they say, I want to be there I want to see my daughter walk down the aisle. I want to see my grandkids grow. And I think sometimes they lose sight of the big picture. They're just thinking about the now. And, you know, we live in a society now where people commute, sit in traffic all day long. So it's just harder for them to want to have the energy or the willpower to exercise. And then two, now it's always, here's a pill for this.
Exactly.
Here's a pill for this. Magic pill, right? It's crazy that all the commercials, if you watch TV for, 15, 20 minutes, you can at least see a pill for diabetes. I mean, now there's something for like restless leg syndrome, you know, and I just saw the other day, which even blew my mind, a pill for bulimia. I'm like, what? That is not there's not, like you said, there's no magic pill. Yeah. You need to really dig deep and get in touch with yourself and, you know, talk about mental health too. It's not just about what we can do, give you a pill and this will fix it, because it doesn't work like that.
No, all the chemicals in those pills mess with your brain,
everything.
And your thoughts, your mentality, all of that. And at the end of the day, your mindset is literally everything.
It is. Healthy mind. It starts internal before anything external can happen.
Absolutely. Now, you being a coach at Fit Body Boot Camp, what type of impact do you... So, sorry.
That's right.
Okay, being at Fit Body Boot Camp,
yes.
I know that you impact so many people. How do you see that play out? Like, do you really build relationships outside of Fit Body Boot Camp with your clients?
We do. It's awesome. I mean, Kara and John have always said we're cheers without the beers. So we're like a family. We're a fit fam. We help each other through so much stuff. A lot of our members, we do build relationships with them. I got married about almost 2 years ago now, and some of the members were at my wedding. And
that's cool.
It's a chance to impact someone's day, whether you realize you're doing it or not. You don't know what your members are going through when they walk through that door. So if you can just greet them with a smile, if you can just ask them how they're doing that day, you never know what they're going through before they walk in that door. So we really do. We're lucky. We get to affect people and change people's lives for the better, and they get to exercise on top of it. So we do have lasting relationships. I'm super close to a couple of my members, and it just kind of happens organically. It's not something that you force. And of course, there's members who, you know, they're a little bit more quiet, they're shy in the corner, but I like try to dig it out of them and try to bring them in, like, come on, you know, because I'm super loud and energetic, so sometimes it might be a little too much for people, but it's awesome that we do get to build relationships with them, not only inside the studio, but also outside the studio as well, too.
And I think that's a great point, because like you said, you struggled, like, people from the outside would think there's nothing wrong with you, but inside you were like really struggling.
I was really struggling.
Yeah, and so, like, you don't know what's going on with other people. You don't know, maybe that smile or that greeting to them is changing their world, whether they're not showing you at the moment, but
Right.
it's planting that seed, and who knows how it's going to positively impact their life.
Right. And you just have to remind, no matter what you are going through that day as a coach, there's been times where stuff has been going on outside, and for me personally, and I walk through that door and it's not about me. It's about the members, and it's about, like you just said, impacting them. I have to put whatever I'm going through aside. The minute I walk through that door, you gotta be there. You're their coach. They call you coach for a reason. They don't call you, fitness instructor, or, they call you coach because you are there to coach them, not just in the studio, but also to hopefully give them tools to feel more confident outside of the studio as well too.
Absolutely. Now, have you seen dramatic change? I mean, I'm sure you've seen dramatic changes when it comes to weight loss and fat loss. But what about when it comes to people's just overall confidence in themselves?
Oh, yeah. One member sticks out to, immediately comes to mind, and Kara and I kind of rack our brains about her all the time. We love her. Her name's Val. I won't say her last name, but I think I actually put her on the sheet too. So Val, she has been a member off and on for a couple of years, but this last time she came to us, you could just tell she walked in, and trust me, every time someone walks through that door, I'm looking at you guys, whether you know it or not, your confidence, the way you're standing, if you're smiling, you can, the minute someone walks in the door, if they're having a bad or good day. And so she always just kind of used to walk in with her head down and her, shoulders kind of shrugged. And I could just tell she needed that little extra push or that little extra love, for her. And so you just, not that you treat them different, you just know you want to make sure that when they come in the door, you say hi to them every single time. You want to make sure that you didn't miss a greeting. So she's down, I think 30 pounds now, but to see her confidence when she walks through that door is just a feeling that you can't describe, because she walks in, she's smiling, her head is held so high. And not only that, she's so much more confident in her workouts. And I don't think people realize that either, is that you can tell when someone's timid in the workout for the first time versus when you hear burpees and you see them roll their eyes. They're scared, not because they don't like them. I mean, people don't really love burpees, but they don't want to do them because they're afraid to do them. But now she might roll her eyes, but then she just does them. She can knock them out so easily. And I can just see the confidence that she has when she moves around the gym. And she used to kind of stand in the corner and be a little quiet, but now I see her engaging with all the members, talking to all the members. And for me, it's not just about the weight loss. It's about the life you gain and the person and the confidence that you gain when you walk into the studio as well too. I love you, Val.
Absolutely, because if they're making those changes inside the gym, that when they go outside to their own lives, they're doing the same thing and creating so many more opportunities for themselves.
Oh yeah, and not only that, I know she's a mom, she's a wife. So you're not only, when you feel good about yourself, you're gonna excel in other aspects of your life too. You're gonna be a better mom, you're gonna be a better wife, a better friend. You're gonna do well in your work. It's just when you feel good, there's nothing like feeling good and confident about yourself. And so it really is, it's life lessons as well too.
Totally. So what advice would you give to someone that's on the fence of working out?
So cliche, but just do it. Just move your body. I know it can be intimidating, but I always like to say, just start small. So going back to taking a walk around, where you're at work, just get your body moving. If maybe you're not ready to do a gym or a studio, private studio, but start off small. So just, if you're at your kids' soccer practices, walk around the park, put some headphones in, put your music on, and just walk around the park, or get your family up and moving and take them for a walk after dinner. I feel like a lot of communities are trying to be better about their community center, but also there's a lot more, I feel more trails nowadays.
Oh yeah, I have been seeing, at least around here, I see a lot more trails.
I've seen a lot of trails come up in Chino Hills, so I feel like you can at least walk. No matter what, you can at least. And I feel like everybody has a Fitbit or a smartwatch now. So that thing tells you to move. So you better move when that thing tells you to move. So I just say, just get moving. That's the best thing you can really do. And don't, take it day by day. If your goal is to lose 60 pounds, just think, okay, well, in order to get there, I have to start small. I just got to start making maybe better food choices. And like I said, just get your body moving. Just do it.
Just do it. It's all about those baby steps.
Yes, baby steps, exactly.
Okay, and now kind of wrapping it up here, what does living beyond the scale mean to you?
Oh man, I saw that question. What is living beyond the scale? For me, I think it just means being true to yourself that's a huge part of it. And Beyond the Scale is that, it isn't just about the weight loss journey. It's about the confidence that you gain when you start to feel better about yourself and you start to move, and that sense of accomplishment that you get. I think to me, it's so much more than all the weight you can lose. It's about the life that you gain with fitness, and just, feeling better about yourself and the confidence that you gain. And that's, to me, that's what it is to me, living beyond the scale.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Amanda, for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing your story. I know it's not always the easiest thing to do, but it's very impactful. And I love what you do over there at Chino Hills.
Thank you. I love what I do too.
So do you have any parting words for our listeners?
No, well, yeah, you can never miss a Monday. I always like to say that. And you can find me and all our amazing coaches at Chino Hills Fit Body, and peace, love, and burpees.
And for those of you that may not be in the Chino Hills area, make sure you check out fitbodybootcamp.com to claim your 3 free workouts and find a location near you. Until next time.
Yay.
Woo! Nice job.
I'm sweating so much.
Did you know that you could have done a full workout in the amount of time it took you to listen to this podcast? Go to fitbodybootcamp.com to claim your 3 free sessions now. And remember to join me next Tuesday so you can see who our special guest is. Until then, remember to live a fit body, fit mind forever.